With the news I'm getting refunded, I feel like doing a gratitude video. Yeah, Donald Trump was in a good mood. I watched his improvised speech, and I mean, the people who say be grateful even in suffering, I disagree. You should really be upset when you're upset and react to pleasure with pleasure. It's more honest. If you give gratitude for things you'll hate, you'll get more of it. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I am thankful they're giving me a refund. It's been like 6 months. I did not um, receive the scooter at all. And they told me a few days ago they were giving me a refund, and they just gave me the receipt that it's being processed. So we'll see if it arrives. Um, I think I'm out of paying expenses this month. Yeah, I am. I just have to wait till next month. So 10 days. I'm trying to save to buy a new vehicle. I'll be grateful for that. I learned this last vehicle I have. Tear the insulation out. If you're going to live in your vehicle, you can put insulation in it, but you're going to lose a lot of room. What you should do is you should, like, ideally, I'm going to have a vehicle that can fit this chair in it, and I can sit in my vehicle, which would be awesome. I like things that have legs, but in lieu of that, you can put down, like, what do you call it? Uh, Something, I don't know. Yeah. I was pretty mad about the P word stuff. Beyond incensed. You know what I mean? Um, to think that the people who pretended to be our friends, who pretended that we voted for them and all of that, were just using liars. Like, no, no kidding. I remember that at school. They're like, don't trust me. And I was like, why would you take me here and do all this? But it really is. If I could live as a child again, I would run from school. I would get a few books on how to do everything they did and just do it that way. And then I would immediately start, like, doing occult stuff, like meditation and getting ready to, like, have a new destiny. I would not trust religion or school. Wastes of time. Um, Unfortunately, I don't really know how to have a social life as a human. Their form of social life is a no touch co-work space, which will wear your soul away. You want to know somebody without being able to know them. I hated it. I remember seeing my parents hug. Right, it was like a few seconds and cold. And I remember them crying, "We want love too." Excuse you. You circumcised your kids and forced them into slave academy. You don't get love anymore. You had a choice: loyalty to family or loyalty to the government, and you chose the government. This is supposed to be about gratitude. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful I'm allegedly getting a refund. I will be way happier when it gets here. I know the place genuinely sent the product, but because they didn't get a signature, they just left it someplace. They had proof they left it. There was a photograph from the delivery guy that they had done it, but I didn't get it. So over like 6 months, they've decided to finally refund me. Yeah, it annoyed me, man. I did not get it, and I would have accepted a half refund, like half my fault, half their fault. I would have accepted that. I took all the financial loss for that. Unacceptable. They gave me a full refund. We'll see if they do. We'll see if it hits. You know, hasn't happened yet. I just found out about it today. It is true when I move large amounts of money, it takes many days for it to appear. So hopefully that does happen. I'll get back when it does hit, if it does. Um, yeah, money is a slave hoax. It's printed at your debt and taxed, and there's no natural source for any citizen beyond constant labor. So you take a kid, force them into school, and you have to spend 8 hours a day locked in doing what they say. And you don't pay them for that. You expect that free under duress of punishment. That's a slave, you know? You can't say you freed people from child labor and then make a kid do homework. You got these poor children. I remember crying as a kid, carrying my backpack. I hated school. And that's the right answer. If you're true to your emotions, you'll hate school because they're disrespectful. They basically want a slave. There's slave breaking. Um, Holographic money pays kids, and in my perfect AI system, it would be like because the AI will tattletale victim causing behaviors, you can have a lot more freedom with like who can go where and hang out with who. Because before, as a guy, like as an adult male, I couldn't hang out with anyone unsupervised because what if they said something? What if they said something, right? So now I can. If the AI is watching, now you can just chum up with whoever, and if you're really decent, it doesn't matter. But I'm not against touch either. I don't think people should be like stricken no touching others. I think that's offensive too. Yeah, beware of diseases trying to spread. I like them. No, the worm is driving your brain. You know what I mean? Yikes. Anyway, yeah. Definitely, I feel like solving all of your material problems. I do kind of agree with Jesus in this. You can't solve the problem on the level the problem was created. Maybe you can. You definitely can. But man, I just remembered. What was the EverQuest? I had this kid in my neighborhood who loved playing EverQuest. Yeah. I had a few decent neighborhoods. Love was hit and miss with me. I really think that circumcision was a mistake. I think that the people doing that were evil. That it wasn't required by the Lord. You know how the cows are in cages for slaughter? They think things like, oh yeah, the cows are our food. They were born to be our meat. If they knew where they were, they would buck and shriek and try to escape. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that. So, like, yeah, I'm not in favor of the mass enslavement of all. Definitely not. I think people need a destiny beyond life and death and eat world. Um, they do. Um, yeah, it's not really your fault, but that doesn't change the fact that we have to be the ones to do something about it. I really do believe that if we want it different, we got to do it different. So, yeah. Um, I'm grateful the refunds posting. That's gonna help. It's gonna be a cool 1 grand I was down. You know, living in your car is fine until your fucking transmission goes out. I wish I could get an electric vehicle that I could recharge. I would take an electric. It takes like 40 minutes plugging your car up to the power grid to recharge it. You sure you can't mimic the power grid with a bicycle? You sure you can't give someone a bicycle that goes to some gears for amplified spinning and then turns a generator? You sure you can't do that? I mean that to the world. Can you make a car you can charge with a bicycle? I could definitely live in a car and be like, if you don't have solar light, you could ride for an hour. I could do that. I'm gonna exercise for an hour so I can drive out of here. That's fucking cool, right? Like the fact that you can amplify energy, like a gear turns another thing, and all of a sudden, like a small amount of input energy is, boom, like this huge thing is spinning, right? Do that. I'm so frustrated watching you do it. Like, well, it's gotta be oil again. Like, really? We can't think of anything else. It's too hard. You know why? It's because you went to school. School makes you like those people make fun of my ideas. They're all educated. They all sat there and were told by some authority figure this is how it is. And that's nonsense. It's like people respect Newton. Newton believed the Bible was true. He's not that smart. The Bible is clearly a genital mutilation hoax. Now, clearly, the people who believe, like, if you're smart and you want to be like, if you want to have things like money and fame, yeah, support their religion because the people who decide what's going to happen are going to pick you because you're toeing the party line, you know what I mean? Uh, But I'm not with that. I think that's ludicrous. So, there we go. Yeah, it's golden. So yeah, yep. Soon I'll have all these magnetic things on my vehicle roof. Yeah, pull all this stuff out. It's sad though, man. Watch some circumcisions. Watch the circumcisions where they don't take the baby out. In a way, it's the news. Yeah, yeah, I know you want a nice life, but you're gonna grow old and die. So you gotta get tortured every moment. So you remember that, you know. It is sad. This place is sad. Those stories about inborn curses are about our world. They're about us. We got problems. You're gonna get old and die. You gotta eat or your body eats you, right? There's a lot of talk about people who like try to accept divinity and stop eating. I don't know if that's that time. I'm going to give up food and live on divine energy. Maybe those people are protected. Maybe you'll never hear from those people, right? I definitely think like when it's a guy to a girl and a girl has to starve herself to be small, I think that's P word stuff. It's like the religion that thought of circumcision thought of fasting. And so clearly they're asking for it. And the people who are in the cults will think like them. I say this a lot, and I really mean this. If you go to tell the truth and it's a lie, if you go, I have a moment where I'm going to say some honest truth, and it's just total BS. It's not real at all. Then that means that's what your underlying assumptions about reality are. Like we're going to heaven, Jesus loves you, that sort of thing. Those ideas have replaced what would be a good bedrock with nonsense, right? So, yeah, like the cows are slaughtered for food. That's why you go to school. It really is. Are you dumb without it? I've proved not. The reason people can't see my art is it would prove their education was pointless, which I have said. So, I still think that no matter how smart you are, the people that actually do it just get it together to do it themselves. I don't know if you actually go from a public education to suddenly being engaged with things appropriately. I do like what's his name, the Action Lab. I called him stupid. And my comment got a lot of attention. I was like, low IQ, high impact, because it's not about how smart you are. It's about your interests. And I think he embraced that. He was like, his videos after that were extra dumb, but really like kind of fun. Yeah, because you don't know what you're doing. I'm not that smart, but I know that if I pay attention to it and put all the pieces together, it'll work and I'll figure out stuff, which is true. I would take someone who's interested and engages with it every day over someone who's super smart. Yeah, the super smart guy might one day come up with something useful, but because he's not engaged with it, it's useless. I would take someone who was not intelligent but cared a lot. Yeah. I didn't understand what I just read. I'll read it 5 times. That is really useful. Um, it's more useful to engage with it every day and do it than it is to be naturally gifted, is what I was saying. And I think he embraces that too. I think he probably knows that as well. I've just seen that. I worked in places where you had to have super IQ to be there. And it's like, I thought they were useless. I thought a lot of the guys of like the highest IQ were not really on the level of being useful for everyone. And I thought the people who did it the best cared a lot. They wanted to know. So, yeah, it's like low IQ, high impact is a compliment. It's like, are you the smartest ever? No, but I care a lot, and that makes a huge difference. So, yeah. That's why I say education doesn't matter. You forced them to sit through this rigorous dog training. It doesn't matter. Yeah. See, I'm fine leaving this because I think that even if I were to die, even if what I said was gone for 1,000 years, one day you might find it useful. So, um, yeah. Although, honestly, I'd have to either defeat the secret government, which I'm planning on doing. I've told enough people the truth, and they care enough that I don't know if I have to be the one to carry it, you know? Anyway, I am grateful the refund is coming back, but I have not much else to be grateful for. Nobody's rebuilding foreskins, you know what I mean? I've told the creator this, man. It's like, oh, the creator loves you, love's on the way. Nonsense. Nobody has sent me a message. They know where I live. You could call me, and I know what time it is. If people cared about me, they would have shown up a long time ago, and they don't and won't, you know. So it's just not that time. Who has time to care about someone who eats and shits and dies? And that's kind of where I come to it is that, like, did people care about me? Was I loved? No. Like, definitely not. But neither were they. And, you know, if we want to have an elevated style of existence like that, then we should try to create it. You know, do I believe in reincarnation? Nah. There's too many funny little details in like disturbances for me to believe in a supreme creator. Moles, ingrown hairs, there's just all these like he made ingrown hairs. It makes no sense. It's an evolutionary creature in changing environments and there's unexpected results. Yeah, that makes sense. God made you ugly on purpose. No, that's crazy. Yeah. So, do you see how big it is? The trillions of galaxies. Do you think you matter if there's trillions of galaxies? Do you think there's trillions of galaxies and the creator knows every little detail? That's why nobody ever showed up. The creator knows what I like. I took images of girls I think are cute, like women I find cute, and I like circled them and I was like this. They ain't ever shown up. Nobody's ever knocking on my door going, "Oh, I heard you liked me." Nope. Bros, that's why the government circumcised you. If that shit worked, the government wouldn't go through the business of saying God said you gotta cut some pieces off your kid. They know they have to take it by force and put it in a cage to have it. You're not gonna have it ask in the wind. You're never gonna have that. The people talking about manifestation, they got free money for supporting God, which is about circumcision, which is about slavery. So the money is printed at your debt and taxed. And God means the circumcision of youth. And so the real ruling class, yeah, they're willing to pay their local lieutenants for loyalty. You said you believe in God. Well, that just cut a bunch of kids' D's off. I'm sure I can afford to give you a mansion some slave built. They don't care. They don't even live with us, right? So, yeah, if the creator does not care about love, the animals all eat each other, and everyone before us got old and died. Creator doesn't. The creator's not about love. Don't ever think it. It's poison. Don't trust a being who doesn't have a body and makes more than they can care for. I don't even know if this place was made. We may not even be the largest thing in the largest level of existence. We might be something like the super zoomed out view of our whole super cosmos is like the smallest part of another being. Maybe we're lucky and we're a part of something that's not organic on that level, right? Like a crystal on their level, so we wouldn't even be disturbed ever. Yeah, I can't imagine being in a universe where it scratches itself and stuff. It's like, what happened? I don't know. The fireball came through and everything's gone. You know. So yeah, you think it made trillions of galaxies and is taking care of every ant? I put out an ant trap and they all died. I did. They went into my house. I put out the poisoned sugar and See, the thing that keeps me alive is we're supposed to be the working class. They need us to do all the work, like make more slaves and do labor. So, as much as they want to fully pull the trigger, they know no one else is gonna freaking make the freaking grow the corn. I do not believe the Creator is love at all. Doesn't match Eat World. Watch an animal get eaten. It's horrible. You know, that's what going to hell is. Being burned alive or being dipped in acid, slowly digested in acid. They pull living fish out of other fish guts. So this fish was living, being slowly eaten by acid for like 20 hours or whatever. How is that okay? How is that the Creator cares? The Creator doesn't care. The Creator doesn't give a shit. And that's not blasphemy. The blasphemy is lying about the Creator loving you so you could do R word stuff to kids. That's bad. That disgusts me. It's in alignment with how nature works. The talking snake is that the animals all eat each other. The talking snake is about eggs are food. Get the egg. You want a slave? Get the egg. You know what I mean? So, the reason you do the lamb's blood at the door and the reason you believe in the blood of Jesus is it's like blood magic. They want you to be okay with bloodying people. The sacrifices of religion are crazy. A sacrifice to us is something you give up to accomplish something else. Like, I'm going to sacrifice my time to work on something. That's a sacrifice. Sacrifice in the religion isn't that. A sacrifice is something someone else does for you. You make something else sacrifice for you. Right? That's the Monkey Island sacrifice is somebody else. Oh, I sacrifice? No, 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 no. They sacrifice for us. It's super fucking not legit. It's fucking crazy. So, yeah. I do not believe in the Creator. The Creator's welcome to visit. Man, I have more than asked, and all the thing is that when they talk about like wish fulfillment and stuff like that, they always go to patience. You know why? They know it's not gonna happen, but they can wait you out. You know, they can. You notice how Doreen Virtue dropped off. Doreen Virtue used to be a thing, and then she went back to Jesus, and now she's gone. You know why she's gone? Because I told her it was fake. Haven't heard from her in years and years and years. She got old. Do you really have a soulmate? Does God love you if you rot alive? So you'll be an empty-eyed skeleton and then have an eternity of no wishes fulfilled. So I don't know if taking people's DNA and resurrecting them is better. You know, as much as I want to have gratitude, I don't believe in being grateful before you have something to be grateful for. And people say they do, but it's like slave honey. It is like hoax honey. If all the people are praising God and all the people are giving gratitude, it looks like something's going on. Wow, 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 wow. But it's fake, and it's there to get the people who weren't in it. Because if you were saying the truth, like I'm suffering and I don't know, nobody would show up. They wouldn't show up at all. So you have to say thanks before you have anything to be thankful for. So yeah, give gratitude when it's legit. Something actually happened I'm grateful for. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm grateful they're starting the process of refunding me. Way cool. We'll see when it gets here. The package got here. My problem with it is that nobody signed for it. They just left it outside. And I don't have it. I, I don't have it at all. I replaced it with the T88. So I would have liked it because the T88 has off-road tires. Oh man, I would love to get some on-road tires. Yeah, I would love to get some tires that had maybe I could do that. Some street tires. That'd be nice. We'll see. It's not too hard to change them. The connection on the tire, like the cable connection, is on one side. And so you take it off and then you slide the tire off on the side that's not connected. And this is the secret. You have to use water and dish soap. Put a little bit of dish soap with a lot of water, and it's a lubrication. Dish soap only will not work. Yeah, and then it's not only will your tire be as clean as it's ever been, it's really easy to slide it on and off. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, this is my gratitude video. I'm thankful I might be getting about $1,000 back. That's awesome. I've done live streams for like probably 20 minutes total. Nobody gave me a penny. As far as I can tell, the internet's a fake fishhook, and they want you to pay. That you're not getting anything free, not ever. They want you to pay. That's how it seems to me. And so I don't know the secrets of the real or fake celebrities, how they make it. Probably some thing like one of their relatives is a landlord or whatever. It's so sad. They let people buy up 90,000 properties and then raise the rent for everyone. Could you not? Holographic fixes that. You can own 10 properties. And if you want another one, you have to drop one of the ones. You have to win it in an auction where everybody gets to see it's up. It's like a 2-year spot auction is 200 years. That property was advertised globally for 2 years. People had 2 years to react to it being available. And if you win that auction, it's yours for 200 years. May you live long enough to enjoy it, right? And so the fact it goes to like a 10-year spot auction's 1,000 years would be like a castle, a family home. Yeah. You could set it up and give it to whoever you want. It would still only be available for the one spot auction. But yeah, you could make it lit. And then if it goes to a family member, that's their 10-year spot auction, right? So I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, the end goal of holographic is the AI spaceship core. Let people live in a eternal pleasure body with a spaceship mansion. That's way better. Then you're not taking up living space. Then you can just like hover. I'm gonna hover on a spot. That's way better. You're not freaking stealing land permanently. No one can tax you on it. Yeah, holographic's a cool idea. You trade your privacy for basic income, and the government pay is capped. Um, so, and in return for trading your privacy, there's no law. The AI can tell us when there's victims. And here's the thing about no law. No law applies to everybody at once. So it's like you can't do negative actions to people because all the people who care about it can do shit back. Right? So yeah, no law is just simple. And the reason there's no law is you don't have to obey words or else. I checked. The idea that you have to obey words or else is a hoax. It's like an animal eating another animal. The creator doesn't come and stop bears. And just like that, the creator doesn't stop humans from enslaving each other. It doesn't care like that. The creator doesn't care. I am not in favor of loving God. I think that's a mistake. It sends the wrong message about what's happening. And it's for fools. So anyway. Thanks for the refund. We'll see if it hits. Hope it does. I have every reason to think it does because their package got here and it did. You just can't fake that photo. They really delivered it to my door. I didn't get it though, so yeah. And I asked, they haven't said they caught anyone else using it, and they haven't said if it got back to their headquarters. They haven't told me, but they are doing a refund, which will be like over $1,000. Nice. Just in time to get a new vehicle. Yeah, I'm gonna get a van of some type. I've lived in 2 SUVs, which is okay, but they're not tall. If you're living in an SUV, you're gonna live in your front seat. So, which wasn't bad. And the next thing I'm gonna do that I didn't do before is never get a can. No metal, no freaking, no aluminum. It's just too hard to deal with. It is like you'll have cans everywhere, and then you have to take up the space in the freaking in the garbage at the freaking gas station. It's horrible. So it's all gonna be burnable plastic. Which, by the way, they burn plastic. And by the way, I'm the first person who smells it. I'm still here. Every plastic I've ever burned, I stood right over it. So I don't think it's that bad. It's not that bad. That carbon emission thing was totally fake. Like everything the demolition crats do. Like, the volcanoes? A volcano makes more carbon than all of humanity has ever produced. And yet they're like, oh, that's different because it's more than the threshold. It's just, the people who call you fucking stupid, the people who call you fucking stupid for not agreeing with their cult are so insulting. You didn't agree that global warming's happening. Well, I'm going to call you an idiot. I'm going to censor you. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to give you. I got censored so much for questioning trans. They act like it's like you're offending people. It's like trans is about the genital mutilation of kids. Hey, let's switch their genders. Now they have a hole in the surgical hole between their legs instead of their original parts. That's a crime. So we're not supposed to be pedophiles, but circumcision and baby genital surgeries are fine. I'm screaming. I'm screaming for us. Ouch. Hell. Yeah. A kid can't consent to that. A kid can't consent to that, man. So why it does come down to this fact that I called them on is pedophilia is illegal for us because we're dirty, but the real elite love it. Yeah, you can't try to make a sex slave out of an adult woman. She'll resist you. She'll be like, no, she knows too much. But a kid, oh yeah, I'm God. I made the universe. That's why all the religious figures are God incarnate as a man. It's because that's who's lying. He's going to say that to his victims. Oh yeah, I created you. I am God. It's a fucking bullshitter. So, a dirty bullshitter. When the Bible goes, admit you're a sinner, that's who's writing it. When they go, ignore the lords of ego, that's who wrote it. They know they have the most stuff and the only working bodies. Yeah, ignore the lords of ego. They know what they're doing. So yeah, it's sad. But yeah, I'm grateful I'm getting a refund allegedly. That's about it. I'll be grateful when I have a nice vehicle to live in and I'm gonna tear the insides out. So I will. I'm gonna take all the even the dash. I'm gonna pull even the dash completely off. That gives you a lot of room, and it's all magnetic. You can put magnets on all of it, which is awesome. So yeah, it's like having a tool with a magnet on it. Oh, yeah, where do you want to put it? Right here. That's where it goes now. It's really cool. And not only that, but it's like you can do all sorts of stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is my vlog. Vlog on gratitude. I'm grateful for the Odlite spheres. They kind of get mucky if you drop them a lot, but they're pretty good. I got 3 because my solar battery has 3 ports. So I was like, I may as well get 3 of them. And it's going to be cool when like all of them are like doing different colors on the roof at once. That'll be really awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching.